tabs and backing tracks on my website, information about exactly what sound tools I'm using today, live streams and more on Patreon, and my deep dive courses. It's all on my website. This is a really great following the changes, memorable melodic solo, great for anyway, check it out. See? And then George drops in there with, now the chord goes to C major 7, and George does this, which is just, so unique. Now there's a couple of different ways to get that bend. You could, let's see. You pull it, but you're really trying to get all the way to that A, so you notice I'd go. So I used these two fingers to make sure my intonation was good. Then it goes to a C7. This is so cool. So that's major pentatonic, and then he hits that B flat there. And then it's going to finally get to an F. And this is kind of neat. There's a little walk down from the F. D, so George goes. So he's kind of implying the F. And that, if I want to try and force a meaning onto it, that's kind of a C over E. Again, it's a walk down, so it could be thought of as a couple of different things. Then we go down to a D chord, and this is one of the coolest licks in it. Again, it's just George's take on playing to changes is so unique. All right, so we can see a D chord here, and then I saw a D chord here, and then this is the fifth of a D chord, the A. You might see other people bend this one. You could do that lick a couple of different ways. Again, here's how I do it. And then we got the slide back all the way up. And then I go up to here. Because then it's a G chord. Here's a G major. And that's, yeah. It makes more sense to me there. Where was I? And then this is how I do this little, is that still a G chord? Yeah, there's like a walk up on a G. Again, I've seen tabs that are like, so I don't know, makes more sense for me to go. And then we have this Stairway to Heaven walk down thing. So again, I'm cleaning this up or ruining it, whatever you want to call it. I'm doing it my way. So I did 2, 3, and then a slow one. This lick right here, which is interesting, it's on the D chord, but I'm seeing a C chord. To me, that's a George lick, by the way, this. Because he does that in Let It Be also, and a couple of other Beatles songs. And then we have the final little turn, which I talked about in a lesson last week, which is playing to the changes. So we're on, what's it start on? Yeah, it starts on an F chord, and then it's an E flat, and then a G, and then the C. So that lick again. Little bend. Yeah, this is one of those classic intermediate melodic solos that I think, anybody who wants to be a melodic player should learn and then just keep in your pocket for forever. I feel like I've played this solo maybe 10 million times in my life, and I always come back to it and just revisit it. And honestly, I get a little bit better at it every time I play it. And then if I put it away for a while, I'm a little bit worse, and I got to dust it off again. I'm a big believer in not knowing all the solos, but knowing, I don't know, I know maybe a dozen, probably around a dozen that I can recall and revisit and work on my phrasing and my touch and try to get the emotion in there. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. That costs you nothing. and it helps me out a lot when people do that. One more time though, how my business works, how I eat, how I keep the lights on. Patreon has every backing track I've ever made, live Q&A seminars, and more. That's a big deal. And I make comprehensive deep dive courses. You can check it all out on my website. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. Happy Friday. Eat pizza.